It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 16th of October. I'm Michael Groff. Temperatures headed in the right direction over the next few days, and get ready for the coolest weather we've had in about 6 months around here by the end of the week and this weekend. Looking like a glorious weekend to get out and enjoy it. Finally, we can emerge from our homes and open up the doors and windows and have some lunch outside. That's going to be nice. How long will it last? Will we see a return to the heat? What about some rain chances? Yeah, we'll talk about all of that and everything else as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday. How about this? 99 degrees was the afternoon high. Yes, you can tell Phoenicians because they get excited when the high temperature drops to double digits. Yes, obviously, that's still well above average for the 15th of October, which was yesterday. But two things. It wasn't triple digits, and it wasn't a record. For the first time in 3 weeks, we didn't break a record. Oof, 73 the morning low, 90 and 66 are those averages. As we take a look outside right now here at 9 o'clock in the morning, we've got sunny sky. Pretty nice start to the day, really. 77 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points at 28, so it's still very dry. Relative humidity, 17%. A light wind, and the barometer is steady. Checking the water vapor satellite view here in the upper level look. We do have a weak little wave that's coming through the southwest, and that is what has facilitated this slight cool down that we've had. It's put an end to our record-breaking heat. Now, obviously, we're still broadly under the influence of ridging, so temperatures will remain above average and dry conditions to prevail, and the main belt of westerlies remains to the north of us. However, a trough is developing over the Gulf of Alaska, and that's going to drop in here in about 36 to 48 hours, and that's going to bring an abrupt end to the above average temperatures, at least for the time being. The watch warning map, we still have some frost and freeze advisories extending from the upper Midwest, the northern plains, all the way down to parts of the southeast. A taste of fall is coming in there. And here in the southwest, of course, we've got some red flag warnings off to the north. And yes, obviously, still very dry conditions around here for now. Convective outlook for today. We do have a risk of thunder north of the state today. From the Great Basin through the Intermountain West, the Rockies, the Four Corners region, and maybe clipping parts of far northern northeast Arizona. But again, for us, we're just going to stay dry. The tropics and the Atlantic Basin, a couple of features of note here. That little wave that's approaching the islands out there in the central Atlantic, and one area of concern out in the southwest Caribbean. All right. Southwest Caribbean disturbance, very, very small chance that develops into anything. And even if it does, it's probably going to have interaction with land. So that would preclude it from becoming much of anything. However, of course, we'll watch that, as we will this other feature, although the National Hurricane Center now dropping the chance of this developing into a tropical depression or storm now down to about 40%. And if we look at that wave, that's Invest 94L. We've been talking about that for the last couple of days. And the tropical models, this is the ATCF set. Boy, the overall track of this in pretty good agreement, although some of these models have it falling apart well before the end of the model run, and the ones that hold it together bring it out across the islands here into the Western Caribbean. But this feature will be encountering a few mitigating factors, and one of those will be dry air, another is shear, and also, since it's going to track over these islands, these mountainous islands, especially Hispaniola, that might serve to rip it apart. So this may not form into anything at all. Now, obviously, as is always the case with these systems, expect the unexpected and we have to watch it. But at this point, not a major concern for tropical development. And the European ensemble pretty much in agreement with that. Most of these members don't even pick this feature up at all. And the ones that do kind of meander it around, and some just fizzle it out entirely. So that's some good news. We don't need any more tropical cyclones right now. But, of course, we're still in the thick of hurricane season, which runs through the end of November. Precipitation outlook, this is valid through Wednesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, we could see as much as 1/4 of an inch, although probably a little less than that, with some heavier totals across northern and eastern Arizona as this low drops in. And we'll talk about what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail. To do that, we take a look at the models, see what the future may hold around here. Here we go. The GFS, the 06Z run, this is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, trough moving off the east coast, pulling down that nice, cool autumn air. And a trough digging into the Pacific Northwest, and that's ultimately going to be our next weather maker. What it means for us down at the surface, though, for the rest of the day today, sunny sky And another pretty warm day. Look, yes, we won't be breaking records, but we'll still be way above average with highs in the mid to upper 90s. I think we're going to stay shy of the triple digits, though, but not by much, just like yesterday. Tonight, clear sky, dry air, lows 60s to low 70s. And then tomorrow, that trough continues to dig in, and the upper heights will fall off a little bit further. Afternoon highs around here should generally top out in the upper 80s and low 90s. So that's closer to average, just a couple of degrees above those seasonal norms. By Thursday night and into Friday, this upper low is going to close off and drop into Arizona from the north. Now, the bad side to that is there's not going to be a lot of moisture advection with this system. We're not going to see this tapping into deep tropical moisture, subtropical moisture, anything like that. However, this does have a pretty good amount of dynamic support with it. A lot of very cold air for this time of year. This an anomalous low for sure. Those rapid height falls will contribute to at least some dynamically driven showers and isolated thunderstorms. So whatever moisture is around, and given the dynamics and the orographic lift that we'll see with the spinning here, this vorticity, we'll see that rising air and the showers and thunderstorms fire up, but most of those will occur over the mountains. Still, we're going to put a 50% chance of rain into the forecast here in Phoenix on Friday as kind of a front comes on through with the initial push of this system. And so that frontal band should be enough to trigger some showers and storms. Again, nothing overly widespread, nothing overly heavy likely, but with these October systems, you got to keep an eye on these. So high temperatures on Friday. Yeah, we're going to see dramatically cooler. I'd say somewhere between about 75 to 80. And obviously with rapid height falls and rapid cold air advection, it's going to get windy around here too. Might be a good kite day. Southwesterly winds, 10 to 25 miles an hour. Might see some gusts to 35 miles per hour. And we could see some locally gusty winds if any thunderstorms occur as well. All right, by Friday night, that begins to move on out of here. And then, boy, are we looking at a beautiful, I'd say crisp night Friday night and into Saturday morning. You'll wake up to lows, upper 40s in the coolest valley locations, mid 50s for the rest of us. And so it'll make for just a gorgeous Saturday morning, and the entire day Saturday is going to be great. There's a slight chance we could see a shower just to the northeast of the valley in the morning, but just a few clouds for us here in the valley through the day. Breezy at times, high temperatures, mid 70s. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, now that low is not going to stick around forever. It'll start to lift out by Sunday, but still temperatures will remain below average. Highs about 76 to 80 on Sunday. Sunny sky, dry air. Monday, the warming trend will continue, though. We'll go back toward the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, and by Tuesday, highs probably low to mid 90s. Unfortunately, we're going to return to the heat. Right now, I'm keeping temperatures slightly below the guidance, but pretty close. Given that I think heights are going to recover fairly quickly here, so I'd say highs probably 90 to 95 on Tuesday, and then a week from today, this is Wednesday, the 23rd. High pressure trying to rebuild back here, and it's going to be warm, folks. Look, we weren't done with the 90s. We knew that going in. Highs will probably, again, low to mid 90s. Going out 10 days, Friday the 25th. And that's a 591 ridge here over the southwest, folks. And I don't like to see that. Highs will be well up into the 90s. Will we see triple digits return? I told you, not guaranteeing the end of the triple digits, but I think by this point in October, with the lower sun angle, the longer nights, those shorter days, I think we're going to struggle to make it to 100 degrees, but I think highs will definitely be up in the mid-90s in that configuration. So the warm days are not done, that is for sure. All right, checking out rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. This goes out through the 30th of the month. And you see the ensemble mean, not overly impressive here, just barely over 1/10 of an inch. European ensemble just under 1/4 of an inch, but most of the members do indicate some rain with this upcoming feature on Friday, albeit not a lot. And temperatures off the national blend of models. You can see this is going in the right direction for the next few days anyway. Highs could dip down into the 70s, and even on Friday, it'll be a struggle to make 80 degrees. It really depends when the clouds and the showers kind of come on in here, but I think we're going to stay probably below 80. We'll have to see. And Saturday looks like just, again, a perfect day. Highs mid-70s. And then we'll start to warm it up as we go into next week. But those overnight lows should still remain generally in the 50s and 60s. And of course, away from the mid-city, it'll obviously be cooler than what's shown here. So that will be fantastic. I can deal with 90 degrees during the day if we can really cool off at night. I think most of us can. And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make those monetary contributions to us, or you can donate directly via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Check out everything Michelle related, linked up down in the description. And our streaming station, I always encourage you to check that out too. Available 24/7, 365. Playing a lot of music over there, and it's a bunch of fun, so I hope you give that a listen. Again, linked up down below. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. It's still very warm, and have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Wednesday.